best at what I do. Defend the Earth!
Well, it's been a month since I bought Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and now, by the grace and blessing of the evil overlords at Capcom, I can actually play that Heroes and Heralds mode that only partly justifies the 40 extra bucks I spent on a game I already own. But I have to admit, the whole thing confuses me just a bit. Buckle up and prepare to save, or enslave, the entire world. Heroes and Heralds presents you with a choice right off the bat. Good or evil? Do you fight for the fate of humanity, dogality, red Aramer-ality, zombie-ality, and whatever the hell Shimogorath is-ality? Or do you say nuts to all that and swear your allegiance to Galactus, tenderizing Earth for his delicate palate? It's your choice, and fortunately said decision won't have long-lasting ramifications, as the status quo of the world is restored once a week for the forces of good and evil to start anew. But nuts to that, it's a card game now. Yes, in an utterly baffling maneuver of making their hyper-elite tournament version of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 casual as pleated front khakis, the Heroes and Heralds mode carries with it a card game mechanic that allows you to buff your party by collecting, equipping, and fiddling with cards. I almost have to appreciate it as a slap directly in the face of the no-items, Fox-only Final Destination crowd. The effects of these cards are varied and diverse and may or may not have stipulations or trigger conditions. You can equip 3 cards at a time, with 1 card receiving a boosted effect. 3 deck slots allow you to tailor these combinations to your liking.
I'm gonna take you on a wild ride.
You obtain cards by inflicting freedom or violence upon various areas, which become progressively more difficult as your influence rises. Because you always get the weak sauce out of the way first, that's how all these games go. The cards you obtain are random, though certain cards like Professor X or Missile the Dog, the one in Phoenix Wright's Throw, increase your chances of obtaining rare cards. Cards have a letter grade indicating their rarity, with S-class cards blowing C-class cards out of the water and so on. Higher stakes fights will pit you against opponents with some absolutely absurd bonuses. I recall one fight where my opponents had seemingly unlimited X-Factor. Unlimited. It's just wrong, folks. You're probably asking, how's that bingo card down there too? Glad you asked. By defeating 5 opponents on the card and completing a row, you gain access to special battlefields like Asgard or the Demon Village, full of top-tier opponents and your best chances at some of those absurdly powerful cards. But be warned, a single loss in a bonus stage will remove it from the map, and then it's bingo all over again. But probably the most appealing aspect of the cards is the inclusion of the sirs and madams previously not appearing in this film, and uncovering some of the more obscure and eclectic characters amongst this collection of franchises. Want an ability line of Blade, Sakuya from Okami, and whip-wielding prosecutor Franziska von Karma? Absolutely. Only a foolish fool who bought the same game a second foolish time would be so foolish as to foolishly turn down a foolishly free update to add the foolhardy Heroes and Foolish Heralds mode to this foolish game. I mean, really.